The City Channel presents Meet the Candidates. This is your opportunity to meet all 5 of the candidates running for Cupertino City Council. Election Tuesday is November 2nd. Please vote for the 3 candidates best suited to serve on Cupertino's City Council. The candidates are John Bautista, Burnett, Marshall Goldman, Stephen Haze, and Lauralee Sorensen. Recently, these candidates were invited to present their individual campaign platforms for broadcast on the City Channel. We begin now in alphabetical order with City Council candidate John Bautista.
My name is John Bautista. I want to serve you on City Council. I appreciate this opportunity to introduce myself to you and to speak about the important issues facing us. I have been a Cupertino resident for over 17 years. I stand apart from the other candidates in that I grew up in Cupertino. I attended the schools that you know well or that your children have attended. Having grown up here, I have a unique perspective and appreciation of our community. I believe we must plan carefully to ensure Cupertino remains a vibrant community. I was appointed to the Planning Commission by the present City Council. As your Planning Commissioner, I have a proven track record of looking out for the best interests of Cupertino. For example, I recommended measures to encourage small companies to remain in Cupertino. I approved the expansion of the University of San Francisco in our city because I believe in supporting education. I addressed correcting imbalances in the park system to ensure that all neighborhoods have adequate park space. These efforts demonstrate my commitment to Cupertino. I am running for City Council because I care about our community and I want to improve our quality of life. When you think of John Bautista, think of 2 things. First, I am for balanced growth. The current general plan approved by City Council provides for a 50% increase in office space. This level of growth is excessive and will not bring us the jobs we need. It will instead create more traffic, overcrowd our schools, and result in pressure to build higher density housing. I will work with residents and business to correct this imbalance. Second, I am for fiscal responsibility. I will work to correct our $1 million shortfall by cutting wasteful administrative costs and making sure we get the neighborhood services we pay for. Our city needs a consistent vision of balanced growth and fiscal responsibility. Our city also needs good leadership. I have benefited from the schools and community in Cupertino. In a sense, you have invested in me. Now, put me to work for you. Vote John Bautista for City Council.
City Council candidate Burnett.
Hello, my name is Burnett. I'm asking to be your voice on the Cupertino City Council. I've enjoyed living here for 30 years and have worked during that 30 years to make Cupertino a better place to live. My family and I have had a good life here. But all of us are now threatened with losing that good life. Why? Because of the massive growth proposed by our current council. Cupertino's general plan calls for 5.5 million square feet of industrial growth. That's equivalent to 5 more Valco malls. Or imagine 16 more of the Twin Towers at the Crossroads. Imagine the traffic congestion. For 3 years, I and other residents have followed the planning process. We are angered by callous decisions that call for massive growth. Today, with major industries downsizing, calling for an increase in industrial building is wrong. Virtually all of the city's level land is developed. Yet the incumbents have voted for a plan that includes both a 50% increase in industrial building and 2,500 new housing units. This growth also creates pressure to develop our beautiful hillsides. The city's environmental impact report says that this plan will produce a dense urban environment. I will fight such a disaster. I will work for a rational level of growth. Moreover, the current incumbents' budgets have eaten into the city's reserves for 4 straight years. I have watched the council pick away at budget details while leaving major expenses unchallenged. The Public Works budget includes $700,000 for something called unassigned benefits. We can't continue to rubber stamp spending while cutting sheriff services and reducing library hours. These are among the reasons I want to be your voice for Cupertino's future. I can make better choices for our future, and I will make better choices for our future. Please vote for me, Don Burnett, on November 2nd.
City Council candidate Marshall Goldman.
In 1989, our community was told that with the opening of Highway 85, we would have to choose between not being able to use the Stevens Creek exit or destroying one neighborhood's quiet way of life. I believe there had to be a better way, a balanced and reasoned way, and you gave me the chance to prove this by electing me to the Cupertino City Council as your representative. There was a better way, and by challenging the bureaucrats, I was able to convince them to preserve all access to 85 at Stevens Creek, to redesign the freeway at Rainbow to go under De Anza Boulevard instead of over it, and to finish the sound walls throughout Cupertino. Then, a year later, when hundreds, even thousands of houses were proposed for the last bit of open space in Cupertino, I heard candidates and city council members alike saying they'd like to help protect the hills, but there was no way to do it. I believe there was a solution. And when I proposed the hillside protection policy, which is now law, I changed the debate from the beginning of the end of the hillsides to the beginning of the end of their destruction. In the same way, today, the forces of no growth, no imagination are doing it again. They say there's no way to preserve jobs while protecting our environment. They are wrong. For example, our new plan controls business growth. The companies have to reduce their existing traffic in advance to compensate for new growth. We will count the cars going in and out of their parking lots and measure the company's progress. They will be able to expand only to the extent that they have reduced their traffic. That's now the law. In addition, during my term, I have initiated programs that help protect our neighborhoods, increase open space, improve cooperation with our schools, and provide expanded facilities for youth sports, all while maintaining our financial reserves. In the next 4 years, starting with a community meeting to discuss a pedestrian-oriented heart of the city, I will continue to work toward innovative solutions to retain the creators of Silicon Valley while preserving our quality of life. The negative thinkers are wrong. We have a balanced, reasoned plan which controls the growth of businesses while saving our jobs, protects our neighborhoods while preserving our open space. Our leaders need to understand that plan as I do and enforce it as I will. I need your help on November 2nd to continue the job. We can guide and balance our future, preserving open space and protecting jobs. Thank you.
City Council candidate Stephen Haze.
Hi, I'm Stephen Haze. I have lived in Cupertino for 15 years and have been active in city government much of that time, beginning with participation in the 1980 General Plan Review and most recently as Cupertino representative on committees of the Santa Clara County Manufacturing Group. In between, I co-founded Oaks, the organization advocating keeping St. Joseph as open space, and then moved on to serve on the Government Relations Committee of the Cupertino Chamber of Commerce, as well as numerous other groups. All that time I have been driven by a desire to preserve and protect the uniqueness of our community. As my local activities show, I feel that all facets of our fine city, government, private citizens, and business can and must work together to maintain the quality of life we have come to expect. And I have also seen how pressures from within and without threaten to distort our desires, whether they be for the serenity of undeveloped open space, affordable housing that does not disrupt existing neighborhoods, or a distinctive, inviting look to our Midtown area free from congestion. I ask for your vote for City Council. As your representative, I intend to pursue community consensus rather than the adversarial approach we now see on the major issues. I am looking for ways to introduce citizen participation at the earliest opportunity. We need to diversify housing, for example, so government and private sector workers whose service can afford to live here, but with complete neighborhood involvement. We need to find a fair compromise quickly on the balance between housing and open space surrounding Rancho San Antonio. We need to retain a healthy job base by supporting small and diverse businesses, larger companies, and by collaborating closely with the Chamber and De Anza College to establish a viable economic development partnership. And we need to rethink solutions to traffic congestion, taking advantage of the pending completion of Highway 85 to reduce commuter traffic. Above all, we need to approach each and every one of these issues with a sense of community and leadership, not warring interests. Vote for me, and I will work to bring the many diverse creative people of Cupertino together for our mutual benefit. Thank you.
City Council candidate Lauralee Sorensen.
Hello, I'm Lauralee Sorensen. As your representative on the City Council, I have worked to pass a revision of our general plan that creates a business environment that encourages the creation and preservation of long-term jobs, as well as preserving open space. I made sure that Cupertino was included in the County Mass Transit Master Plan, thereby ensuring that we would receive our share in the allocation of funds. I recently initiated a cultural diversity group to address any issues that could hinder our continuing sense of community, which is a strength of this city. I need your vote to continue to work on your behalf. Specifically, I would like the opportunity to ensure that a balance is maintained between economic development and our quality of life. I stand on my track record. I recognize our economic dilemma and that we can no longer do business as usual. I propose an economic development strategy that will encourage a wide range of companies to do business within Cupertino, to employ local residents, and to benefit the larger community through increased tax revenue without an increase in building or a lowering of our quality of life. I also recognize the need to expand revenue resources in order to protect city services, such as the library. As a school nurse, I am working to get the zero tolerance policy enacted to minimize the escalating violence and drug use that threaten our children in our schools and neighborhoods. I do have specific ideas as to how to achieve what I have just described. It is based on fiscal accountability and includes a comprehensive review of the city's processes, especially those that impact the cost of doing business in Cupertino. These ideas require partnerships between city government, businesses, and schools. Because of this, I believe that my role as a consensus-building mediator on the council is needed. I know that a community that works right works for everyone. I have proven that I can work towards this end. Please reinstate me, Lauralee Sorensen, as your representative for the next 4 years. Thank you.
You've been watching Meet the Candidates, featuring the 5 candidates running for 3 seats on the Cupertino City Council. The preceding presentations represent the views of each candidate and do not necessarily reflect the views of the City of Cupertino. Be sure to tune in tomorrow night at 6:30 for special election night programming here on the City Channel. For a listing of Meet the Candidates dates and times, pick up a free copy of the City Channel program schedule, available here at City Hall, the library, Quinlan Community Center, and TCI Cable Office on Imperial Avenue. Election Tuesday is November 2nd. Your vote can make a difference. Vote Tuesday, November 2nd. And keep watching the City Channel for more special City Council election programming.